Good morning, Millennial Morticians. Happy Wednesday morning. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. We are on episode 25. So if you've been continuing watching us and you've been staying with us, thank you so much. It does not go unnoticed. I appreciate all of you guys, your love and your support as we progress in the many episodes to come. The title of today's episode is called While You're Waiting. While You Are Waiting. I got the idea for this week's episode because I was just thinking about the industry as a whole. I was thinking about life. I was thinking about mortuary school. I was thinking about college. I was just thinking, and my thoughts. And there's a lot of people in the funeral industry in different segments at different times doing different things and whatnot. And you could be in the funeral business and you could be waiting to retire. You could be waiting to finish mortuary school. You could be waiting to expand your funeral home empire. You could be waiting to, I don't know, go get your CCE credits and learn more about funeral services so you can renew your license. You could be waiting on so many different things, honestly, in our business, in our industry. And I want to encourage some of you out there. I want to know, I want you to think about this week. What are you doing while you're waiting? Because waiting for anything in general is hard, and we live in a society and in an economy that is constantly moving and constantly depending on the consumers' wants and needs, and we are direct to consumer business, and so we have to be able to prioritize exactly what they need and when they need it. But we wait sometimes. And I really had to ask the question. I really wanted to get your brains thinking and engaging this week on what we can do to be better while we are waiting. And in the process, it takes that you have to understand the type of person you are and the type of individual you are and see how serious you are about funeral services. I'll ask the question, why do you think NFDA puts so much effort every single year to do these amazing conventions and have all these people and all these vendors from around the world come and meet in one place? Because people have been waiting on it. And there's a need for knowledge and growth and industry development. And I find that our generation, that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting for growth. We're waiting for a breakout of something that just so different, so engaging. And so I find myself waiting for a lot of things. And it's really hard to wait because you know that in your heart and in your mind, that thing can be done. And let me tell you something. Sometimes waiting on things can be hard, but don't underestimate the power of the ideas that you have just because you're waiting on something. Um, Read all that you can read, discover all that you can discover. There's so much knowledge out there. There's so much information out there. There's so much technology out there available to everyday people, even people in our industry. So you can research yourself and figure out, wow, okay, I might be waiting for this to happen, but I could grow my knowledge in this, or I can become more well-rounded in whatever I'm trying to learn or whatever I'm trying to do. And as people, as learners, as engagers, as community builders, because you guys are the foundation of your community, you are the pillar to your community. And a lot of you guys out there that have funeral homes, you know everybody in that community. And so you should know that the waiting game, it's not fun. You guys know in the funeral business, we wait on death certificates sometimes. We wait on families to make arrangements. We wait on the ME's office to come in and look at bodies before they enter the crematory. We're constantly in a waiting stage, in a waiting posture. And that goes back to us being service-oriented industry. And we have been a service-oriented industry for the last 200 plus years, and that's never going to change. You have to have your heart in this. You have to be patient. You have to be understanding. And you have to understand that you have to eat the elephant one bite at a time. And I used to be so push forward so fast, so hard. Like, we have to be done now. But you have to give things in this industry time to marinate. Because people in this industry, it takes them a little bit longer to accept the new. And so you have to get them comfortable in whatever they're in and say, I like what you have right there, but I have something a little bit better. I know you've been waiting on something that could offer you maybe a quicker service or be able to optimize a type of system a little faster. I think I can help you. And so that translates back to the consumers. And I think we as leaders in this industry, we've gotten so comfortable with letting the consumer get comfortable with what we have to offer, that we're scared to show them more. And the bottom line is they've been wanting more. They've been wanting more in every industry, in every sector, for the last 10 plus years, and they've been showing it with their wallets. And what I say by that is the amount of money people have been spending shows that they're interested in investing in things that deal with growth and personal development. And we should be doing the same thing for ourselves while we're waiting, while we're sticking around or hanging in there, as a lot of us say. So I want you guys to really delve into what you can do during that period when you're doing nothing. Because I know in a funeral home, there's always work to do. There's always something to engage in. There's always something to work on. There's always something to progress in. And I don't want you to get so comfortable in the things that you have just going on right now, or um, the things that you've been doing for the last 40 years. Don't get comfortable in that same posture. Be flexible, be able to move, be able to endure, be able to grow. People love someone that they feel like that funeral services is not just their only thing. They're deep. It surrounds your life. It's who you are. It's who you were designed to be. And so waiting, it's challenging. But I'll give you a perfect example. I'm waiting to graduate mortuary school currently. And to me, I feel like, hey, I should be done tomorrow. I want to be done tomorrow. I want to be done as soon as possible. I feel like I should have graduated already. But there's something powerful that happens in that position, because you feel like you have to do more. You have to be better. You have to bring more to the table. You have to engage more. You have to push the limits, push the boundaries. I'm always pushing something forward. And I want this industry to be an industry that's willing to push new things forward. And I was explaining this to somebody recently. When you're doing that pushing, when you have to move somebody that has their feet planted so deeply in the ground like funeral service does, it hurts. It's uncomfortable. You're like, whoa, 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 like, what are you doing? I was comfortable where I was at. I was comfortable with what I was doing. Why are you trying to move me all of a sudden now? And to encourage you guys out there, the reason why I'm trying to turn you and twist you and push you forward is because if I don't, our consumers are going to push us. And you don't want that, because we're industry leaders. People pay us a lot of money to get the job right, to do things accurately, to show them compassion, to help them out, to develop new recipes and formulas, to better our embalming practices. You can't stay the same. And I know that's hard. That takes time. And so eventually, our goal as a family, because you guys are my Millennial Mortician family, is to break out of that shell, to break out of that, and really be an industry that's in a little bit of everything. When you look at a funeral home, we're not just that plain funeral home anymore. We're an industry. We're our own segment. We have churches, we have chapels in there, we have um, columbariums in there. We're so much more. Your design and your development, you're so much more than that. Your technology, the new funeral homes, the new age of funeral homes. I mean, I've seen speakers and flat screen TVs embedded in the ceiling, Wi-Fi and connectivity, because that's what the consumers want. And yeah, you could say, oh, well, Jaden, my consumer might not really want that. They might not want it yet, but it's coming. The transition's happening. I thought the same thing when I found out Starbucks had Wi-Fi. I was like, Wi-Fi? I get people do their work in there, but I'm just going in there to get my caramel frap and walk out the door. But that moment while I'm there and I'm waiting on my coffee, I do have an urge to still be connected to the work that I'm doing outside of that. And then that's when that Wi-Fi does become important, because instead of me spending 15 minutes in there, now I'm spending an hour in there just doing my work, talking, engaging, ordering more items. See, there's always a way to keep the customer in your facility longer. And if you have everything there already, your customer is more likely to stay in your funeral home and engage and say, oh yeah, sure, Jane, I'll take a coffee, or I'll take a water. Or and this is the future that I'm getting excited for funeral services. I can't wait for the day where funeral homes are willing to make an investment in children and to have play areas in their funeral home, places that are designed specifically for the kids to feel comfortable in your facility. And it just hasn't been done yet. And I'm waiting to see who is going to be that breakout place And if you are watching this and you are that breakout place, hey, fly me out there and I will visit you and we'll do an episode together because you're doing something that's different, that's unique, that's pushing us into the new age of funeral services. So while we're waiting on you and on me, I want to encourage you guys to be strong this week, to break out of that shell, to get excited, to be motivated, and to endure whatever waiting stage that you're in. It's not permanent, it's temporary. Well, guys, I'm your Millennial Mortician, Jaden Folks. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of this incredible podcast. 25 episodes, guys. It means so much. I love you guys. And remember, this